So is it okay?
Oh, yeah. Give me a second.
It is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We are live now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, hi, Anuradha.
Hi, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too.
All right. All right. So, before we begin, I'd like to give a
Hello. Yeah, I can't hear you.
so. Hi everyone. Today we have with us makeup artist Anuradha Mathur. She has a profound knowledge of both makeup and skincare, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And we start with a list of experience and it will be, I think, unending. Um, but to say, Anuradha is a makeup artist who has been certified, well recognized centers such as Shehnaz, Women's World Institute, Habib, VLCC, and many others. And she has also been a part of live shows such as Beauty Consultant on ZTV. Moreover, from taking professional makeup classes to working as makeup artist for popular shoots, her expertise is really appreciated in both learning here. So today she has joined us for this live session and she will guide us through a step-by-step tutorial on how to achieve a flawless everyday makeup look. So welcome Anuradha and thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you all. And, as a woman, I personally feel the best makeup is our smile. If we are beautiful within, then we look beautiful from outside as well. So I think it's very beautiful, very important that we feel that beauty from within, right? But
Yeah.
yes, in today's world, it is also important to, um, have that look, that is important. So of course I will try to help professionally how to take that step forward. So so
Yeah.
she is the model for today, and I have prepared her. So as we all know, CTM is the basis of everything. It is also the routine that we should anyway follow. Yeah, right. So CTM stands for cleansing, toning, and moisturizing. So whether we do makeup or we do not do makeup, CTM should be an integral part of our life. It should be an integral part of our skincare routine. So cleansing. Why do we need cleansing? I think we all understand that. I don't really have to explain, but yes, cleansing is important for removing the dirt and the grease which may be there, because we are living in a world which is full of pollution, and we do not know how much pollutant is sitting on our skin. So we have to remove that. It is important. For that, one thing is cleansing. Now, another thing which is very, very important, which we do not have to do on a regular, everyday basis, is scrubbing. Scrub is definitely very important for removing the dead skin. And it will also help the makeup to, settle well on the skin. So if you have an oily skin, you can scrub your face twice. And if you have a dry skin, maybe once a week should be fine, right? Now, after cleansing, we come to toning. Toning is another very important part because we have a pH balance. The toning process brings the pH to the normal level of the skin. A. B. It also helps to close the pores that are there on the skin, right? And after the toning, the third thing is moisturizing. Moisturizing is very important. Now, the thing is, somebody may have an oily skin
Hmm.
and she may feel that, I don't really need to moisturize my face. I have an oily skin. So my face anyway feels, it doesn't feel tight. It doesn't, because normally we associate dryness with the tightness of the skin, right? Am I right, sweetie? Yeah.
Yes, so
So
true.
we have to understand that dryness is not only oil based, it could also be water based dryness. So
Hmm.
if we have an oily skin, it's better that we go in for moisturizer, which is a gel based, a water based moisturizer. But if my skin feels tight and if it feels dry, if I feel that oiliness is less on my skin, then it's better that I go in for an oil based moisturizer. So CTM, so we are already done with CTM for my model for today. And now the thing is primer. So primer is something, a lot of us feel that it's not required, but trust me, primer is absolutely must for our makeup because this is what will prepare my skin. It will help my makeup, sit properly for a much longer duration. Primer will help the pores to be closed. It will give a smoother finish to my skin. Now, we can use a lot of different types of primers, but the best primer is a silicone based primer. Why I'm saying it's the best because it gives much smoother surface to the skin and it helps my makeup to sit, in a flawless way on the skin.
Hmm.
And of course, if we see, people who are in their 40s or 50s or 60s, slowly fine lines start appearing on the skin. So primer helps there. So my model has been done with CTN, right? And also we have done primer for her. So let's get on to the makeup. Now here again, I would like to say, there's so many products available in the market. They are cream-based products. They are liquid products. They are powders. And, it can be really baffling for anyone, how to choose the right product for the skin. तो
True.
वहां उनको बहुत मुश्किल हो जाती है कि क्या प्रोडक्ट ले कैसे चूज करें सो उसके लिए वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड आवर स्किन टाइप not only that, we also have to understand the season because if it is winter, then probably my choice of products will be different. During summers, choice of products will be different. If my skin is very dry, my products will be different. If it is oily, the same person might need different products depending on how her skin is feeling, depending on how the weather is.
Hmm.
So summers we all know we sweat a lot है ना already हमारे को पसीने छूट रहे होते हैं तो
Hmm.
उसमें अगर और liquid product यूज करेंगे तो क्या होगा it will start flowing right
Right.
so
Right.
it is so but if my skin feels dry if my skin feels dry I can use a foundation but okay, let's now start with it. And then as we proceed, I can keep on. And if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I'll try to keep explaining things in the process, right?
You have a set of questions, but I would prefer that we will, addressing the questions after you're done with the makeup.
Perfectly all right. We'll start then.
Okay, then
Um,
let's
so I
begin.
have the assistant. I normally don't. I like my assistant to help me. I like her to be around. So if you can just give me a tablet.
Sure, sure.
Foundation. Is- foundation. Let's see. And foundation brush. So, see. it's very important that we pick up products which are really good in quality. Uh, all the professional products which are available in the market will have a better finish. They'll give a much better finish.
Yes.
Mm, they'll be very smooth in application and they will not turn black. So many times we have this problem that my foundation turns black after 2 hours or 3 hours. So if we are picking up a good quality product, we are assured, that it will last us a long time. And if I'm talking about all-day makeup look, it is even more important that we pick up a good quality product. So here I am. It's my favorite. I use Estee Lauder, and this is Dawn that I'm using for my
Okay.
brand. So, of course, if you're doing the makeup for yourself, you can very well, use your fingertips. You can use a makeup sponge for a smoother finish. But since I'm doing it for her, I would like to use a foundation brush.
Okay.
So a very small quantity is good enough. We can just apply. So if you see, it gives a very, very smooth finish and it doesn't look like a separate layer from your skin, which is very important. Makeup should not show as such. It should be like your own skin. That is very important. And
So while using a brush, should we just dab or, I mean, how to apply properly?
so uh, when you are using the makeup, you can
Okay.
just spread the foundation first and then you can use a tapping movement to sort
Okay.
of settle it well on the skin so that, it sets on the skin.
Okay.
So very often we neglect our ears. If you can just look up. So it's important that we do not overlook our neck. We do not overlook the ears,
Okay.
because it should not be, that my face is looking a different color, my
Different.
ears
Yeah.
are looking different, and my neck is looking different. So we just apply it, and now,
So for the audience, those who are watching, we will be naming all the product names in our description section. So if you have any doubt, just check our description section for that.
now, of course, today I will not be dealing with a 3D makeup, right? Because 3D makeup it goes towards more professional makeup. Today we are just doing everyday makeup, that anyone can do.
Makeup look, yeah.
Absolutely. So this much foundation is good enough, and if you can see, the foundation has settled on our skin very beautifully, right?
Yeah. It's visible,
If
definitely.
you want, if you
Visible, yeah.
want, you can also use a makeup sponge. And how you use it, you will just wet it properly, squeeze out the extra water, whatever is there. We've already done that. And if you want, you can, it helps because it has got different kind of contours.
Hmm.
So this is, for the areas which are which have less space. This will be better for the cheeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want, you can quickly dab your face with this, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then we can start with the eyeshadow.
Okay. So
Now, this is
shadow.
one of my, this is one of my favorite palettes. Yes, yeah, I love it. So, of course, you can see it is my favorite. It is saying that it is my favorite because you can see I've used so much of it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is my everyday friend. Uh, So, okay, this is yet another one. This is also a very beautiful palette. It has got so much of earthy colors, and I'm more into, earthy. I like to go in for more of earthy colors. So, if we are, I mean, for an office look, we don't really have to go for an eyeshadow. But the thing is, I have to see which office I'm going to. If I'm a teacher by profession or a doctor by profession, obviously I'm not going to use an eyeshadow. But if suppose I'm working at an airport, or if
Hmm.
I'm working, in a profession which is more glamorous, maybe a little hint of eyeshadow will do. So, for the benefit of those who are into glamorous profession, I'll use a little hint of eyeshadow too today.
Yeah.
So we can just use a little darker shade towards the corner.
Which color is it?
This is mocha. It's a dark brown color that I'm
Okay.
using towards the corner.
All right.
So the beauty of the makeup is that it should be very blended. The lines should not show. That's the best. A lot of times, you know what, sweetie, people come to me and they say, I need makeup, and I don't need a very loud makeup. I need a very little makeup. I mean, they
Yes.
are trying to, sort of, press upon that, they would need little makeup, so the prices should be less. But then I tell them that that is the kind of makeup which is actually the most expensive. Because for giving that kind of makeup, you're using the best kind of high definition products. The hand has to be really good because you should be able to blend the makeup well. So actually, that's a kind of makeup which is in demand, right? So
Oh, that's more expensive.
obviously, makeup
Yeah.
which is showing anybody can do. You
Yeah.
don't need good makeup products. You don't need a good hand for that kind of makeup. So I hope you can see what I'm doing.
Yes, yes.
So, and this is again my favorite. I guess I'll have to go to Australia very soon to pick another one of this.
Okay.
So a lighter shade towards the inner corner. Consequences. Yes. Now, a little bit of kajal can do, but we have to see if my eyes are small.
Hmm.
Then it's better that I avoid kajal. I'm wearing kajal inside. You can wear a nude pencil inside to give it a bigger, But nevertheless, for my model, I will use little kajal. But I'm going to use it only towards the end. I'm not going to, use it on the entire waterline.
Okay. So you would suggest someone who has bigger eyes to use kajal?
Absolutely. If you have nice big eyes, then it makes sense to use kajal on your waterline on the entire length of the waterline. But
Hmm.
if you have small eyes,
Mm-hmm.
then better that you omit using kajal altogether, or maybe like for her, I'm using only towards the end.
Okay.
All right, liner. Okay. And this is a nude pencil, right? So
Okay.
if I want, I can just use a little bit of towards the inner corner.
So this is which color?
This is skin color almost. It's not white. I do not like to use white. It gives that ghostly kind of effect, which I don't like. It's
Okay.
more towards the skin color, right?
Okay.
And, and so this is a gel liner. This is from the brand Sugar. There are a lot of gel liners available. Every good company has a gel liner. This is from Sugar, of course. And again, I'm going to use this only towards the end of the. It's a minimalistic look, that I'm trying to give her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now, of course, we'll use mascara. We'll use that towards the end. Now, this is blush. Again, one of my favorites. This is called Orgasm from NARS. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. It is very light. You just cannot go wrong with it. You just cannot go wrong with it. So, of course, the brush is little angular. We'll always dust off the product, so that the excess, if there's too much of product on the brush, it will tend to fall. So whenever we are using an eyeshadow or we are using a blush, it makes sense to take the product on the brush and then sort of just dust it off. And then, so I hope we'll be doing more professional products, because there, we can discuss about lines, how lines play a very, very important role in makeup, right?
So, what amount should we use, blush?
So, like Sweetie, I told you, this just cannot go wrong. But again, it depends. If you are a teacher, or
Yeah.
somebody who's into a more serious kind of a profession, then it should just be a hint, because you cannot go there with cheeks that are too red. So very little, but this is a lovely shade, because
Okay.
so this is a very, very light shade. If you can see, just a hint of it.
I already can see the difference, It's
Yeah.
looking lovely. Yeah. Great
Now,
color.
another product that we can use is a highlighter. This
Okay.
is from Sephora. It's rose gold. Again, it should be very little, very, very little, because when we are talking about a day makeup look, or when we are going to the office, so most of the times, we are going during the daytime. Yes, some people may have night shifts also, agreed, but
Hmm.
most of the times we are going during the day. So a highlighter which is too much will probably not look very good, right?
Yeah.
So we can just use a little bit on the cheeks, a very, very little.
Okay.
Maybe now if we see, my model has nose, which is a little low. Okay, so we can make it a little more pointy, and so maybe I can give. Okay, so yeah, this is yet another palette.
Okay.
So if we have nose, which is, we may want to make it a little more prominent, we can just use this, right?
Okay. So, where all do you prefer to put highlighter? Like on cheeks, nose, and
Cheeks, nose, you can put a little bit on, but for
nose?
office look, I would avoid it. I just put it on her nose, because her nose was too flat. I wanted it to stand out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you don't have to do that when you're going to the office, please.
Okay. All right.
Um, let's do that again. So now, as we see, maybe she can do with a little bit of concealing under her eyes. I think most of us can.
Okay. So, concealing comes after highlighter.
No, but because I'm doing concealing only under the eyes,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not going on the cheeks. I'm not using it on the cheeks.
All
I'm
right.
using it only.
Under eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because after using the highlighter, it was standing out even more.
True. True. Yeah.
Okay. And then we can use a little lipper for her. So this is a beige color from Bobby Brown. This is again one of my favorites. I like to go in for lips which are nude.
Nude.
So yeah, you know why pencils are very important. So many times we overlook them as well. And I like
Yeah.
to fill up the lips using the pencil because A, it gives a very smooth finish to the lipstick, and secondly, uh, it will make your lipstick last for a much longer time if you have lip pencil under your lipstick. Now that's a tip, most of the professionals will not give.
Okay, so for you, it's very important to use lip pencil.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's not just for
Mm.
outlining the lip. I
Mm.
like to fill up my lips also. And of course, if during winter seasons, if your lips are cracked and if they're chappy and dry, it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to start you before starting your makeup. It makes sense to apply a little Vaseline so that in that 5 to 7 minutes that you're doing your entire face, your lips get hydrated and they're moisturized and they are ready to go. And again, lip tints are very, very good options because if you have to apply lipstick every single day, then lip tints are much better. But of
Mm.
course, some people may have discolored lips, and
Yeah.
in that case, they might like to use lipstick or a matte lip color so that it, hides their pigmentation on the lips, right? So again, a favorite. I think it's not only my favorite, my entire family, my mom, my sister, my daughter, everybody likes to use. This is Velvet Teddy from MAC.
Okay. So, I mean, for day to day, we generally prefer nude lipsticks only, nude colors only. So
Yes,
that's a
I mean, of course, sometimes. Now, no, sweetie, the thing is, it's not a rule that, everybody can use a nude lipstick because if we have that very much Indian skin, a little dusky, then I like to add a little color. A lot of times, I've seen that, people who are dusky, they tend to use very nudish shade because they're scared to experiment. And trust me, if they would add a little bit of peachish color, to their
yeah.
blush or to their lip, they will look awesome. But
Hmm.
they're scared to do. All right. Okay. Yeah. So this kind of shade, a peachy shade, I just put it for her over this, of course. This is a good option. It's not too dark.
Okay.
See, there's a hint of color,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? And now we have to fill in the eyebrows as well.
So not too dark, not too light.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
kind of balanced, yeah, balanced color.
There's a little hint of color. So this
Yeah.
is this is a good option, right? And now we'll fill in the eyebrows. So we can just dust off whatever might have settled.
Okay.
And we can use an angular brush.
Angular brush. Okay.
When we are doing our eyebrows, we have to make sure that the points for both the eyebrows, they are matching. They should not mismatch, right?
Mm-hmm. Because it looks so odd. Yeah.
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 So trust me, sweetie, I'm talking a lot while I'm doing the makeup, so it's taking a little longer. But when
Yeah.
I do my makeup, it hardly takes me 5 to 7 minutes, right?
For sure. I mean, you're explaining everything that's why I think it takes longer. But it's okay. I think we are we are very curious to see the final look, so we definitely will wait for that.
Okay. Now, if we want, we can dust off our makeup, with a very, very light translucent powder. We can
Oh,
do that. This is a setting powder. So if we want our makeup to really last long, we can use a setting powder.
okay.
Again, take it in your brush, but dust it off.
So, what do you think? I mean, it's a very important process, or we can skip this process, like using a.
So it is absolutely important. Either you use a translucent powder to set your makeup, or you
Mhm.
can also use a spray, setting spray. These are absolutely important because if we are talking about an office look, that means we are talking about at least 10 to 11 hours of makeup, right? And the makeup should not crease. It should not, crumple. So if we want our makeup to stay smooth and it should, be very, it should last for a longer time, these are absolutely mandatory.
Okay, okay.
Now, you know what, sweetie? Also, I have realized, if you feel your blushes too much, at times you might have applied, then it's not a bad idea to even use a little powder over the blush to sort of,
Hmm.
make it look little subtle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course, last but not the least, to open up your eyes, there's this mascara that you can use.
My absolute favorite part.
Yeah, no. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close. So it's important that you do not open your eyes soon after applying mascara because otherwise, you can land a bit lot of mascara on your just under the eyebrows. Yeah.
So, Anuradha, I've seen many people using mascara. I mean, below lashes on their below lashes. So, I mean, what do you say about that?
You can definitely use because if some people have very few hair on their
Hmm.
lower eyelash, you can
Yeah,
definitely use. There's no problem.
yeah. It will highlight the lashes. Yeah.
Absolutely. And maybe she could have done it with a little better hair, but this is the final look for the office. And you're ready to go.
It's. I think the end result is just amazing, and your each and every step makes sense now. And I mean, I can tell by seeing this that this is done by someone professional. So yeah,
Thank you
it's
so
pretty,
much.
and I mean important part is that we also can do this. It's pretty easy for us
Absolutely.
on a regular basis. So
Absolutely.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you're done with this, we have a couple of questions for you.
Go ahead.
I Yeah. So I think you already had covered few questions. But again, I'll ask you. So my first question would be that one very common question every beginner goes through while learning makeup is if they can skip primer. So can you tell us more about that?
No, sweetie, as I've already discussed, primer
Yeah.
is an absolute must because
Must.
here we are talking about a smooth, flawless makeup which lasts for many hours. So primer is something which will, minimize your pores, make your skin much smoother. It
Hmm.
will sort of retain the moisturizer which is there in the skin. And because it is silicone based, it will actually make your skin very, very smooth. It will sort of fill into your fine lines to some extent to your wrinkles as well. So it is an absolute must. Now, what is important is that,
Yeah.
once you have applied your moisturizer, you wait for a minute, you don't rush into using the primer immediately. Wait for
Hmm.
at least a minute so that, the moisturizer is absorbed by the skin.
Hmm.
Apply the primer, again, wait for a minute before you start with your actual makeup.
Okay, great. Perfect. So, I mean, you already have told us that, I mean, you prefer brush while applying foundation. But
No,
again,
no, I do not prefer brush. See,
okay.
the thing is, if you're a professional makeup artist today and you use your fingers,
Oh,
it
yeah.
sort of doesn't reflect too good on you. But trust me, sweetie, nothing better than using your fingertips. They are so nice and warm, and you can really set the makeup so well with your fingertips. So if you're doing your own makeup, it's perfectly all right to use your own hands. You can just sort of wash them, sanitize them, and use it. Of course, professionally, it's a little no-no thing. Though I would have loved to use fingertips even when I'm doing it for my, especially when I'm doing, sort of contouring. I love to use my fingers.
Oh,
I do that even for my clients. Yes, I do.
okay. So, according to you, the best way to apply foundation is fingertips. You would suggest that?
No, sweetie, all the three things are okay. The sponge is fine, the brush is fine, and fingertips are also fine. It's a very personal choice when you're doing your own makeup. If you're doing your own makeup, you can pick up a brush, foundation brush. You can take a makeup sponge, or else you can
Hmm.
use your own fingers.
Okay. So
Absolutely
it's
fine.
a personal choice. Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So, moving forward to our next question, many women struggle to figure out, I mean, how to hide wrinkles. You know,
Right.
sometimes foundations form, cracks and fall. So,
Yes.
can you explain how to avoid that?
Yes. See, sweetie, as we age, it's a very natural process to have wrinkles, and I think we should be very proud of them. We have earned them. But
100%.
yet, when we do makeup, we would definitely, one of the aspiration is to have a smoother skin. Uh, they're a very good moisturizer can play a very, very big role in this. Again,
Oh,
as I said, primer is important because primer will set into your fine lines and it will help in making your skin look smoother. Another thing is, not too much of layering. Don't layer your skin too much.
okay.
Use minimalistic makeup. Don't use too much of foundation.
Base.
Another,
Be very
yeah,
crisp. Yeah.
yes, and
Hmm.
it is better not to use too much of powder. Because if you use too much of powder, your foundation will look very cakey. And
Okay.
if you have fine lines and wrinkles, they will actually after 10, 15 minutes, they will be more prominent. And so it's better not to use too much of powder. Of course, translucent powder, we have said that we can use that for setting the makeup. But the other option was spray. So I
Hmm.
think it is better that we use a spray instead of using a powder.
Okay.
Don't layer your makeup too much. Use a good moisturizer, pamper your skin. And of course, like I always said, beauty comes from within. So when I talk about moisturizing, a lot of time, the basic mistake we do is we apply moisturizer, but we don't drink enough water.
Hmm.
Ladies, go ahead and take a lot of water.
Yeah.
Drink one glass every hour and look at your skin. It will really start glowing.
True,
Yes.
true. Couldn't agreed anymore. So, another very common question that can you tell us how often should we reapply lipstick?
All right, so here we go. Lipstick has certain components. Uh, I mean, not all lipsticks. If you're using a very good quality lipstick,
Hmm?
maybe it is different. But the regular lipsticks may have cadmium, it may have lead. And as we know, these are not very healthy options for us. So if you're applying too much of lipstick, it says that you're eating too much of lipstick, right?
Right. Yeah.
Either you're leaving it on your glass or water bottle, or you're eating your lipstick too much, which is not really good because it's not a healthy option.
Hmm.
So, we should actually develop an art wherein we are able to retain the lipstick for a longer time and maybe twice a day
Choice.
should be good. Yes. And instead of lipstick, maybe you can go in for lip tints. So the thing is, lip tints will not last you too long,
Hmm.
but they still will be a little better compared to lipstick. If you're into lipsticks, apply maybe twice a day. That should be good.
Okay. Twice a day. Great. Wonderful. So, lastly, can you share with us how long, is a foundation expected to last in most cases?
Okay, so now I'll break this into two things. Now, one thing is the product that you're picking up,
Mm-hmm.
and the second thing is the technique that you're using. So,
Oh,
if you are using a product which is again suitable to your skin type, you know, uh, then it will last a much longer. I hope you're not talking about the shelf life, or are you?
no, no, no,
No, you're
not.
not talking. All right, then I'm on the right track. So, if you're applying foundation which suits your skin type, if your skin is dry, then you're using, a foundation which is creamy. It is a little creamier. If it is your skin is oily, then maybe you are using a foundation with a little compact, right? So that
Okay.
will last longer. And as we said, if you tap your makeup, if you set it in, then that will help the makeup, the foundation to last a much longer time. And of course, as I said, you cannot neglect your primer. You cannot neglect your setting sprays. Also, sweet, so many times it happens that, we do not bother about the shelf life of the products. But trust me, a product which is expired will not sit on your skin for too long. So it is important that the products are fresh. Um, they have, we really take care of their shelf life as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Radha, I think that's all from my end.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much again for joining us today here. And I mean, I had a great time
Same.
to be very.
I enjoyed too.
And
Thank you. Bye.
that's all. So thank you so much. And we'll be uploading the session. And we'll be mentioning all the product details in the description. So
Great.
yeah, all right. And
Thank you
I guess
so much.
if somebody has any question related to anything, they'll put in the comment section, and Anuradha, you'll be answering the questions. I
I'll
guess,
do
yeah.
that. I'll do
Yes.
that.
Okay.